Okay, so we are hosting Queen Geek's first podcast, and it had to come at a very monumental time in geek culture where Avengers Endgame, 11, 12 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's not something that obviously we're going to do all the time, but there was a reason why we had to all get together and just talk about this amazing monster of a movie. So, we'll just let it flow naturally. We don't have to necessarily start at the beginning or in the middle, whatever comes up at that time that you feel is amazing for you. You just, talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, what scene do you guys want to talk about?
Professor Hulk. Professor Hulk.
Thank you.
Wasn't he amazing?
My man.
I love the Professor Hulk.
Rawr.
No. Professor Hulk, finally he found a way to actually balance the brutes and the brains, like the
My
brawn,
man.
and, you know. Signing autographs for everybody. He was like, yeah, this is cool, man.
It doesn't have any monumental lines, but just him is pretty awesome.
Okay, I loved Professor Hulk. I loved the Banner Hulk merger. It's just that, like so many things with the Hulk, this thing happened off screen. Why? No, and I hope that Disney MCU they're gonna resolve this and maybe give us like a little mini movie or something.
Spin-off.
A spin-off, because the Hulk as a character, Bruce Banner and the Hulk as a character is one of the most conflicted characters, and all of them have their conflicts, but for him to be able to control and to really master the Hulk was his arc. And, with Infinity War, he was, trying to get the Hulk was saying, no. and so, when as Endgame started.
Okay, Hulk wouldn't come up because obviously Thanos beat his ass in Infinity Wars on Thor's ship, the Asgardian escape ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he did. I've never seen the Hulk bleed. I've never seen the Hulk bleed. I'm like, okay, so his blood is actually green. Damn.
So he got over it or something?
He didn't. I think his ego got bruised. Just like any guy who takes a beating, he'll be like, as in...
But so the interesting thing there is that, okay, there was a bit of PTSD.
Yeah.
So how did he resolve it? I mean, there's a throwaway line where it's like he just found peace and they came to an understanding, and therefore they can live harmoniously as a Hulk with the consciousness of Bruce Banner. But it was great. It was it was an amazing thing to see. But it was just something that I kind of wish I saw the build. I saw it actually happening.
For me, I didn't need to, because we've been educated from the first movie.
Yeah.
Okay, the really terrible one with Eric Banner. Okay, and Jennifer.
Do we count that one though?
It doesn't count.
Do we count that one?
It doesn't count.
It sort of does, because Betty Ross's dad is in the current MCU.
No.
Am I
That's
wrong?
from the second.
Yeah, that's the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
He was in the first one.
No, he
I
was
promise you guys.
No,
I
he
promise
was
you.
not.
You're talking about Ang Lee Hulk.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 2003.
Yeah.
That Hulk stands on. That's a standalone movie. That was, I think, Paramount.
Yes.
And it was before Marvel Studios got involved
Okay,
proper.
so Betty Ross's dad in the MCU,
Yeah.
who was he in the Ang Lee movie?
Thunderbolt, James,
The same guy.
Thunderbolt Ross was
Wasn't the same guy.
no.
Same character.
Same character.
Same character.
Not
It was
the same
played
guy.
by Sam Lee.
Yeah.
Whereas from the Incredible Hulk
With Edward Norton.
with Edward Norton,
Yeah.
it was played by Ubani John Hurt.
Why do you know this?
because I pay attention. No, because he was John Hood was in.
I just
the
remember
Incredible
the
Hulk.
same. No. There was actually two different guys.
Yes.
Yeah, they look very similar. Okay, so my bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
so because he was brought back with Civil War.
Yeah.
And he went from being a general to being the Secretary of State.
The Hulk with Edward Norton. I remember Elizabeth Taylor. She played Betty Ross.
Yes.
Edward Norton was Bruce Banner. And for some strange reason, this guy decided like, nah, I don't want to be part of this Marvel madness.
No, they kicked him out.
And the thing is that Edward Norton is a very difficult actor to work with.
That's why they didn't bring him back. Is that he was
rewriting the script.
Him.
So I'm actually kind of glad they got him.
Well, him and Ubanman, the guy who's from Empire.
Yeah.
Both.
Terrence
Howard.
Yeah. He was the original roadie.
Yeah. He was the first roadie.
He was the first roadie.
He was the first roadie, and they also were like, "You're terrible. We don't want you back."
It's all good.
Black people all look alike. Let's just get a new one.
Wow.
Also, I think like the whole family chemistry that's in the Marvel Studios thing. I think those two wouldn't have worked. I mean, when the actors do like post-movie press releases, they always do like these fun things and like go to Disneyland and stuff like that. I don't think Norton would have worked on that. His face doesn't seem to be that. I'm going to Disney World and I'm gonna have fun with the kids.
He's the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
I think like if we're going with the idea of characters who really resonated, like Professor Hulk, was a good character in Endgame. I think Fat Thor was also an interesting character.
Thor wasn't that fat. He was fat because he's so ripped and in shape.
He's got like 0% body fat.
Okay, so his abdomen was distended to a certain
chubby.
degree.
He's embracing his curves.
But what I love about it is that even though they had to go and wage war, he still was Fat Thor.
Yeah.
Throughout all the
and the armor, like in the end when the armor like comes on him, like it actually shaked around the. I actually cried because I was busy laughing on the inside, like because I was looking at him. I was like, is he gonna like get a 6-pack? Like
actually, that's what I thought too. I was like, the 6-pack is coming. Here we go. Thunder 6-pack. Whoa, what? Okay.
And you know what? For me, the real hero of Endgame,
the Rat.
That's the real hero there. The Rat is the real hero. Okay, yes, Iron Man had his moment there. Okay, in the end.
Shout out to Alex.
But I'm sorry, none of that would have ever happened if that rat had not crawled over those controls, looking for food, and then and then next, the rat is the hero.
Yeah. It was one of the big.
I appreciate the rat.
Question marks post Ant-Man and Wasp, of like how does he escape? Does Steve Rogers figure out that the van is up there and try and mess with the controls and all that stuff? Turns out a rat.
A rat.
The rat saved
the world.
What would be interesting is if, say, they introduce fate and death and all those other, then they'd be like, no, fate actually is the one who sent the rat.
Maybe. Because those are one of Marvel's archetypal big characters, like the Beyonder, the one above all. Okay. So, humanity's 5 years into this nonsense.
But then, and it also kind of subverts this thing, because, like, I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I thought it was a nice palate cleanser after Infinity War. Like, it was, much more subdued.
Yes.
But
much more lighthearted as well.
Lighthearted, and when people asked me, should I watch it? I was like, this is maybe for the after credits scene. But it turns out it was the most important movie.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody would have gotten anywhere without Ant-Man. And I think Ant-Man was one of the most least appreciated Marvel heroes in this whole 10-year journey. Yeah, everyone was like, Ant-Man.
With him being an original.
Yes.
So he definitely, like Hank Pym and that technology.
The Pym particles.
I was kind of hoping to see Ghost.
Oh,
really? Yeah. I loved Ghost.
That is
problems,
dark,
man.
That is dark.
I don't know. Maybe I've got a soft spot for bunny boilers. Like, from Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close and Michael Douglas. He was in that movie as well.
Yeah.
In Blade Runner, that lady who plays Rachel, Sean Young.
Yes.
Okay. She's actually a bunny boiler in real life.
Yeah.
Because she stalked several of her boyfriends and would leave creepy stuff at their doorstep.
Oh, man.
So, Ghost was just a woman who was just in a lot of pain, who needed help and was not getting it, and nobody understood how she was feeling, And obviously, Ant-Man and Dr. Pym and his wife were like, no, we can actually go into the quantum realm, fish up a couple of like quantum particles to help her with everything. Yeah. So, yeah, I was hoping that she was going to show up somehow.
They still look. They've got another Ant-Man movie in the works, probably.
Okay.
And that's the thing with this property is like we don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
And with Endgame, it opened up so many possibilities because now we've got multiverse, we've got time travel, we've got all of these sci-fi elements, which I mean they were there in the previous movies, but now it like has expanded the scope. Even with Spider-Man Far From Home, they're now talking about, the multiverse and different worlds. And
that's the thing,
so
yeah.
God knows where they're going to go with this.
They did that on purpose because obviously now we know that Disney's acquired Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, everything else that belonged to Marvel is back. Okay. So now we can't just start stories from scratch and say, hey, these are the X-Men origin stories.
Our world. We have mutants.
Exactly,
We don't have you guys.
The default Marvel universe is, what's this? It's Earth 616.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where most of the stories actually take place. Okay. So now you can have a situation where Wolverine can come in, or the X-Men, but with a new Cyclops, because I feel like the Cyclops, like, hey, he was one of my favorite characters ever. And
Really?
Okay, look.
He shoots lasers out of his eyes.
I think this is probably another podcast where we're going to be talking about the X-Men.
Okay, we'll do another podcast about that.
I stand
we'll do it. We'll do another. But I just really feel that I really want the X-Men to be just redone by Marvel. Yeah,
I agree. And I mean that's why I'm saying this is another podcast. We're gonna go into X-Men Phoenix, Dark Phoenix, because I'm not looking forward to that movie, and
Same here, man.
and I want it to be a disaster so that they can just be like, we're done. That's it.
There was already a screening about a month and a half ago.
Yeah,
and the ratings are quite low.
Good.
It's sitting between 4 and 6 out of 10.
Good,
according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not traumatized by that at all. I knew it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna go that way because then we're like, okay, well, we've given Fox a chance, okay, and they've messed up the Fantastic Four, right? The X-Men.
Okay, Sansa.
Yeah. And still,
and this, I guess, this speaks to just how well thought out, planned, executed the MCU has been.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Feige, like I've said it before, they got to write textbooks about that guy. You know, and the way he approached this IP, because it could have gone so wrong. There was like, I mean, I was really scared when they announced Avengers, the first Avengers Assemble.
Really?
I was worried. I was like, this can go several ways bad. And this was 6 characters. And I was like blown away. And you have to go back and watch Avengers Assemble just to appreciate how well done it was and how they really they intricately, you know, had all the plots and character progression.
Joss Whedon really played a very vital part.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate the fact that, okay, well, comic book fans always know about superhero powers. And okay, so if these 2 characters were to really come together in real life, this is how they most likely interact.
Exactly.
So I wasn't worried at all because the Iron Man movies were really good. The Thor movie was really good. So I was like,
The Thor movie?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
The first Thor movie. The second one. Hey.
The Dark World.
Yeah. Thor. Oh, you mean Thor? Yeah.
Thor 1,
Dark World.
yeah.
World. I honestly cannot rewatch. And the last time I tried rewatching it, I fell asleep. I think it was raining, and I had it on. No, I swear to God, like I had it on, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this again and finish it because I like Thor. I love Thor. I love Chris Hemsworth. I think he did a great job with Thor, but it was so dour and like there was no life in it, and it took Ragnarok for them to really be like, hey, this guy's really, really funny.
Yeah.
Let's let him be funny. And
I think that if you've read a lot of Thor's comics, Thor's story arcs tend to be very dark.
Yeah.
They tend to be very heavy as well because he goes through this as a man.
Yeah.
Going through all these challenges, being an unwilling heir to the throne of 9 kingdoms, 9-dimensional realms that he's responsible for, that were built on violence and blood. You know? And so naturally Thor is not really on the light side. Okay. So I was not surprised at all that Dark Elf. Oh, sorry, what was it called again?
The Dark World.
Dark World, Dark Elf. Yeah.
Dark
There
Elf,
were Dark Elves.
There were Dark Elves. Okay, great.
But that's
I wasn't surprised that they took that approach, but then I thought, you know what, let's just take a lighter spin.
Yes. Yeah.
With some darker issues, but still.
But it speaks to like the fine line one has to tread when turning a property from one medium to another.
Yeah.
So they were taking comic books and turning it into movies. Different platforms, different ways of enjoying it.
Yeah.
And trying to take that dark element, that darkness that is within the Thor comics and translating it into the comic books, into the comic movies was, they probably saw like the experiment, okay, we did 1 and 2, which kind of leaned into that Shakespearean and elements and it's dark and this whole question of succession, and they were like, it's not very, it's doing okay, like we're making some money, but let's look at what is working, which is that we've got a funny actor, like the people, very few people like actually lean well into Chris Hemsworth comedic timing, and we have this space property, which they also have to merge with Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Yes,
remember,
because it's Marvel Cosmos is huge, okay?
It's huge.
Marvel Cosmos is huge. Like, it's not just Thor. Okay, I keep bumping everything, okay? Okay. All right, like, from Asgard, you've got, like, Xandar is not that far from Asgard either, you know? And you go further, and there's Ego, the living planet, Nowhere, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you have who are these guys? The Inhumans. At some stage, they kind of interact with Marvel Cosmos, Black Bolt and all of that.
What planet is Adam Warlock in again?
Adam Warlock is from the Enclave, the gold-skinned people.
There's a whole lot of.
I was waiting for Adam Warlock, like, where is he?
That's the next Guardians. They teased that.
Yeah. Because they did that. Like at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Volume 2.
Volume 2. After Zandu's funeral, that crazy Aisha princess lady. Yeah,
she's like, I'm building, and his name is Adam.
Adam,
I think there were also speculations that that's where the Soul Stone was. So this was pre Infinity War, and some of the material kind of hinted that that's where the people that possess the Soul Stone are. And
Wait. Oh, yes. No, that makes sense. Sorry.
Because in the comics, Adam Warlock kind of also has an interaction with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, so he's not going to... So Nanja, how are they going to go with all of this? Like,
that's interesting.
I was expecting Adam Warlock to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But... Yeah,
they gotta pepper these things out. It's like let's deal with one big thing after the other, instead of adding all of it in one.
I was waiting for that cocoon of his to hatch. I was like, because rumors were that Matthew McConaughey was earmarked to play Adam Warlock.
Every A-lister at this point wants to be a Marvel movie.
So, but then it quickly withered away with James Gunn's scandal and his.
The firing that's not a firing. You fired. Okay, you're back.
I thought the Soul Stone was gonna be with Heimdall.
Oh,
because of his eyes and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, like
And
how
the
does
way
he see every
Yes.
dimension?
And he knows how many souls there are in every. Remember that
Yes.
part? It wasn't Thor. Was it Thor Ragnarok?
It was Ragnarok.
Where he said there's like what 2 trillion souls in some parts.
I think that was the second one, the Dark World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like,
As long
okay.
as you'd know that without. Yeah.
Heimdall was though shortchanged. Like, I mean, like.
He's pretty badass.
Yeah, poor Idris. I mean,
yeah.
he just gets killed off in like the first 5
But-
minutes of Infinity War.
Real talk though, Marvel's kind of had not such a good history with black actors and people of color, because so far black actors would always appear second to their white counterparts.
Yeah.
Like you get Captain America, then
Falcon.
Falcon.
Yeah, you get Iron Man.
Rhodey, War Machine.
Okay, now they were almost going in that direction with Captain Marvel, and then Maria Rambeau.
Yeah.
But then there's
yeah.
Monica Rambeau, who becomes Spectrum.
Jeez.
She was the original Captain Marvel in the comics, but they just
Like Heimdall should have just like gone to Wakanda, man. Like if he could see across the universe,
Yeah.
he should have been like, whoa, there's this place on Earth where how I look, I'm appreciated. Screw you, asshole.
and I'm not a servant. Like Heimdall's like 10 times more powerful than Odin.
Yeah, he can summon
Yes,
the
he is.
Bifrost. He can summon the Bifrost.
You know
He is a living Stormbreaker.
exactly. You know.
Yeah.
So hey, okay,
But
whatever.
actually, when you think of it, like, Endgame, as wonderful as this movie was, like, where were the black people?
That's another thing I actually wanted to
Oh my
discuss.
goodness.
That was the downside I actually wanted to discuss as well. That, okay, conveniently, Black Panther, Shuri, two of the biggest powerful people in Wakanda were conveniently done away with. Okay.
Wow.
Because
away.
obviously, because
Snap.
of the snap, they, okay.
Also
So,
to add, it wasn't clear whether Shuri had actually been dusted or not.
Yeah.
exactly,
So
yeah.
we were left hanging to
Yeah.
that thing. Is she actually working?
So now
on a different
the rest
plan?
of the world is sitting there waiting for the Avengers to come up with a solution to fix the snap, to fix why half of the world's population suddenly disappeared, and but then I was like, but hold on, okay, Rhodey was there, okay. The Mexican guy from Ant-Man 1 and 2 was there.
Where?
Yeah, the brown van.
The van was there, but he wasn't there.
He wasn't.
He wasn't there.
there.
Did he also disappear at the snap?
Possibly, because then he would have been there doing that story thing. It's like, so like the events of Infinity War. So you have this.
Like, like, oh no, like, I'm invisible, right? Like,
That would have been such
I
a
was
good
like, as in, like, okay, so like all the white superheroes are here, deciding the fate of humanity, deciding on an action plan to save humanity, and none of the people of color are there.
that's Okoye come.
Okoye was.
Okay, what is Okoye gonna? She's a Dora Milaje,
One Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
You know?
She was only tasked to look
To protect
out,
Black Panther. Black Panther
weird
is not there. And Black Panther is a scientist. Black Panther is a multi-billionaire. Almost trillionaire.
He's a trillionaire.
Yeah.
He's a trillionaire, actually.
He's a trillionaire.
He's richer than a Stony Tark. Sorry, Tony
Stark.
I'm putting that on a t-shirt.
Tony Stark.
That sounds like such a. That actually sounds like the black version of Tony's. Stony Stark.
Stony Tark. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
You know what I mean. Yeah.
T-shirts.
So
Tell us about
I was
Stony.
like,
Stony.
oh God, yes, Marvel, where are the black people? What are they doing? Then, okay, right.
what kind
Nick
of-
Fury and I are also,
Gone.
yeah.
Look, and this is probably like a side observation, because I'm one of those people who likes looking at post-apocalyptic movies and wondering what the geopolitics is, and so Earth, 50% of life, they say, has been snapped. And we know that Wakanda is based on a monarchy where it's decided by. So what happened in Wakanda?
What happened in
When
Wakanda?
most of the royal family was gone. Like if Shuri was gone, and T'Challa's gone, those are the two royal. That's the heirs to T'Chaka's.
But okay,
lineage.
other critics might probably counter that whole point by saying that no, but in Infinity Wars, the whole battle for planet Earth was waged in Wakanda.
In Wakanda. You know.
And Wakanda showed up in full force and strength.
Yeah, and no one says thank you. Like, hey, you guys were chum to all these monster doggies that like.
I wanted to be pissed off about that whole thing. So Endgame, you know, but then I remembered, hold on, Infinity Wars, everybody showed up. Yeah. The whole battle with Thanos could have gone anywhere in the universe, but the Mind Stone vision was waged. Yeah. In Wakanda, and Wakanda showed up. They did their best, but I kind of wish,
Even Baku, like, maybe he became the new Black, because he didn't disappear. He was like,
he was around.
He just barked away that snap, like, disappeared, like.
I'm just glad they didn't call him Ape Man like in the comics. You know
they changed that because of racism.
Because of that, I was like, okay.
But it was supposed to be the Ape Man or Gorilla Man or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just glad that didn't happen.
But then that also, sorry? No, I was saying like that also was, racism, and also like because of the director, Brian Coogler, the writers, like it was, I mean, that movie was black excellence, and it's probably like the blueprint that they need to follow moving forward in terms of how they deal with people of color in this Marvel universe.
And it's show them as well that you can have actually a 90% black cast, and still do $1 billion. As a box office.
It's probably the third highest grossing, and I need to double check those numbers.
That's the only Marvel movie that's won an Oscar.
It's
three Oscars.
The best performing movie in South Africa, actually.
Sure.
Wow.
It made 100 million rands.
So
just over 100 million.
So it beat Fast and Furious 8. I think Fast and Furious 8 was like, oh, thank God. No, I'm sorry. Fast and Furious 8, it pissed me off, man. Like, it was fun, but it was like one of those movies where you, like, your brain just keeps breaking. Like, they might as well say like it's a comic movie now. Because that's where they're going. Like, you know.
You remember the character from Tokyo Drift? He's come back. No, man.
Like,
so.
But anyway, so I think, you know, what I wanted to talk about, because going into this, I was thinking we were going to talk about like the 3-act structure, that it's a post-apocalyptic movie in the beginning. In the middle, it's this heist, and in the end was this epic battle. Which
the time heist. So first, I was really surprised when I saw that like 5 years later. I'm like,
how are they going to resolve that?
5 years. Yeah. You know?
So now, imagine you get snapped away, and then you come back 5 years later, and your girlfriend.
How do Earth politics get destabilized? Like, half the presidents in the world don't go missing, or what? I don't know.
What if they come back? It's like your deputies now.
These power vacuums now.
Your girlfriend's moved on with some other guy. You're like, I just was gone for 5 seconds.
This is it.
The craziest part is Doctor Strange having to tell
Tony.
Peter Parker that actually it's been 5 years and he was starting to do this whole thing. So
now, does that make Peter Parker the same age when he comes out, or is he 5 years older? Yeah.
I say yes, based on what I understand, because they're pretty much stored in a space where it's just souls. So when you come back as your original self.
Yeah. So everybody else has aged 5. You come back same. Like, so if Peter Parker's 15, everyone is 20.
You still come back as a 15-year-old,
So what?
But that kind of gets cancelled out because they go back into time and change it. So I don't know. Maybe in some ways that kind of balances it out.
Then how do we explain? Okay, when he goes back to high school.
Yeah.
How's it? So everybody in his high school got zapped.
No, they said 50%, so now half
of the people got zapped.
So could be that, like, you know, half of
3.5 billion people.
All these other friends have like gone to like matric and university, and he's going back to like
I'm still in grade 8, and this guy was in class with him matric. Guys, what did we?
No, he's in varsity, because like if he's grade 8, that's 14. So
he's got.
But then again, he's a genius, and he goes to an advanced school of science in any case. So yeah.
What they're gonna fast track all the kids? Like, well, welcome back. Because we need to like get you. Because we need to get you out. Here's your matric. You got a distinction.
There you go.
Go into varsity.
Make life work.
Yeah. Miss out 5 years of socialization.
What did you guys think about Natasha?
I was
sabotaging Hawkeye's attempt to kill himself.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think, does anyone have any emotional ties to Natasha? I don't like. I know it sounds mean and bad, but
you're gonna have to edit that out because like, all the women are gonna burn your podcast.
I mean, because okay, look at her character. The only time we actually got to see a bit of who she was Ultron, where they showed her upbringing and then she was talking about the
academy where
the academy and all of that stuff. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's just a girl with red hair that kicks ass.
I think she sacrificed herself because she's got a past. Okay, she was an assassin, and she's killed a lot of people. And then it kind of haunted her. She said that she has a lot of rage.
Yeah, her arc is sacrifice.
Yeah.
In that, I mean, because I think if you look at all the main characters, each of them have like an arc which they fulfilled.
Her arc is redemption.
Redemption, yeah. And
because she's been doing stuff. And then at some stage, she starts working for S.H.I.E.L.D., okay? And then she becomes an Avenger. So obviously at the end of it all, to kind of make up for all the nonsense she did at that time, was like, okay.
But we don't really see the bad stuff.
Yeah, you know.
We don't, because Disney Pella is like PG.
I get that. So there's not really an emotional investment in her.
I think
well, maybe they'll explain that in the Black Widow movie that's coming up.
I think the emotional investment thus far is the hinted relationship between her and Clint.
Yeah.
Which is why I was so surprised with Ultron when he gets a family and she's got a crush on Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
That was confusing.
Which had no payoff in itself as well, because it was just like...
He left us soon after that.
Comes back, they don't pick up or talk about it, you know, so... for me, that was the true love, was Clint and Natasha. But I guess, you know, they're friends, they love each other, cool, there's a strong connection there.
Or maybe not even a love, but a really good co-worker relationship.
I think Clint is probably the only one who understands what they've been through. Like,
probably, yeah. Like he made that comment, it's not Budapest.
Yeah.
Throwback to Avengers Assemble.
And
throwback.
how did you like, guys, the part where they start to basically time travel and some of their issues get resolved along the way? Like Tony finally finds out why his dad has been so distant, right? And why he treated him the way that he did.
Yeah.
And then now that he's a father, he now finally understands why.
I didn't cry.
Yeah.
I didn't cry.
Yeah, that was also one of my big emotional moments. It was this father-son, fatherly moment.
And imagine if you to time travel back into the past and you'd like run in with your dad, you know, before you were born, and
But it was a clever way for them to definitely tie up all those bows. You know, like Tony Stark and his father issues.
Yes.
Captain America and his war issues. You had them going to New York and seeing the end of Hulk. And seeing also that the Ancient One was busy fighting there as well. Well, you know, like on the side.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
You know, like I thought that was like a nice touch.
Yeah.
And also to see that the seeds of Hydra were already there with that elevator scene, which I thought was going to turn into another
that was also one of my favorite scenes.
I was like, oh, people are going to get punched and kicked again.
Like this time, you're like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it was like such a great callback. That time travel scene was like, you know, I mean, the entire movie is like an Easter egg.
Wasn't it cool how the Ancient One punched Bruce Banner like out of his astral
like
body?
The first
Doctor Strange.
She's got that cheap
and he's like
power.
arguing with her, like, hey, give me the stone, woman. This is like, you know. And she's like, no.
Okay,
like,
I'm still puzzled by that scene because she goes, okay, if Strange gave you the stone, then that means I should give you the stone. Like the logic that she had. Why did she just give him the stone? Because she said after she found out that,
didn't she say like, if Strange gave the stone, like I must have made a mistake? I need to reveal it, but she said like something about either making a mistake or like she erred, and that's what like hung with me because I was like, do you mean you made a mistake in choosing Strange as your successor, or
or did she? But remember that the Ancient One was already dabbling with Dormammu in the Dark Realm already. Okay, So she probably knew that, okay, Stephen Strange is very talented, okay? If he ends up taking over as Sorcerer Supreme, that means I must have fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happens to Strange too?
It's because like now they've splintered all of these into different timelines, but at the same time though the goal was for them to use the Infinity Stones in their original time,
Yes.
and then go back and place them back where they found them. So that's when Captain America.
But the thing is,
yeah.
Steve Rogers didn't.
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
But now,
And then
okay,
went back to
here's
his
another
own
thing,
space.
another plot hole. He went back and lived his life with Peggy, okay?
And sees his
When
knees growing
did he
on the
know
side.
about Falcon?
Oh,
Because he only met Falcon now. When he was
No,
brought back.
no,
After he was frozen in the ice.
It was 2019, 2023 Steve
So
going back.
is it the similar case where Wolverine also time traveled to the past,
Yeah.
changed everything but retained memory of what had happened?
Yeah.
Was that the same thing with Captain America when he went back and replaced all the Infinity
I think
Stones,
so.
And then
but
lived
retained
out.
memories of what was actually happening? Yeah.
I mean, that's
So
the
it is-
assumption. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the assumption.
And then it comes back.
But
Okay,
that's a
cool.
long time to actually retain that memory.
And not do anything, like not even warn people, like, hey, there's an alien invasion coming, New York. People just don't be in New York today. Just don't come to New York.
That could actually be a whole movie by itself. How Steve Rogers went and returned all the Infinity Stones back to where,
There's
There's
a
be
lot.
like 4 movies.
Maybe if they offer Chris Evans like $1 billion, it's like, please, just 4 movies,
Just as
please.
Did
much.
he sign like 5 more years into the... I heard he signed another 5-year contract.
I think his contract is done. He's
he's done.
He's a 6-movie deal.
Yeah.
That before they.
He wanted to leave halfway at Age of Ultron because at that time, what's this guy? His surname is Perlmutter. He was like one of the shareholders of Disney next to Lucas, the guy from Star Wars.
George Lucas.
Yeah.
George Lucas, okay. But Perlmutter was like a stingy mofo. Like he was paying actors $1 million. And movies are busy making $1 billion at the box office, but he would be like,
Wow.
"No, here's $1 million for you." Yeah, well. So at some stage, remember there was actually a strike that they said that they're not going to reprice their roles unless if they get a fair salary for
Sure.
So I think something was negotiated and discussed, and they reached an agreement, and that's why they all came back at some stage. Yeah, well.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully, indeed.
But,
Yeah,
I mean, either way, I think it'd be a good thing for them to exit.
yeah.
Like, it's 10 years of this.
He's been wanting to go.
And,
Yeah.
he was.
He's been wanting to go.
And I don't think we can extract any more from. Like, I mean, there's definitely more. There's definitely lots of stories and plots that we can, but I think it's now, especially for the MCU to continue, they need to refresh. Just like hit that refresh button, not to reboot the entire series, but to like just maybe go on with a new Avengers team. And I think they've laid the seeds for that with Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. You got some of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You have Valkyrie. You could fall in where Thor did. So there's room for them now to like play with a new team structure, which they should, and to let the original guys have a rest. Go on, and then maybe 10 years from now, like I don't know, like it's. I think it's time. Like it's all good things come to an end.
Yeah.
And they have to come to an end.
Part of the journey is the end.
Part of the journey is here. Like Tony Stark. Stony Stark.
Stony
Stony
Talk.
Stark.
Stony Tark.
Stony Stark.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, like that heist movie like that, I think that was brilliantly done. And I like that. I like that before they started.
Wasn't it nice when Iron Man showed up? Just when they're like struggling to try and solve how to do this thing, they're like, "Yo," hey. And then the mad genius comes along and says, "No, let me guess. He already did this and then he did that."
Came back as a baby.
Yeah, he came back as a baby.
I mean, Endgame is perfect as it is, but I do feel like we needed more scenes from Tony trying to figure out the Mobius strip and how that actually can be incorporated with the time travel thing, with the quantum
Quantum physics.
DVD
DVD extras.
and I hope so. because I kind of feel like one scene and he figures everything out. I was devastated.
Yeah.
I was like, I know he's smart, but come on.
This movie could have been like 4 hours long, man. Like, there's so much where you could be like, flesh this out, like show us Thor's depression, you know, like Thor.
I would have loved to see that.
This guy, like we catch him, he's playing Xbox with Korg and Meek, and then
Doritos, beer, and Xbox. Fortnite.
Guys, can we just give a shout out to Meek? He's still alive.
No. He survived. Because like people are saying that, okay, well, what happened to Valkyrie when they actually so when Thanos' ship actually attacked the Asgardian ship, like Thor just said, Valkyrie, take everybody to planet Earth. Go. Whoever stays behind will just try and fight with Thanos.
It was good that they didn't kill off all the Asgardians and that Korg and Meek. Amen.
It's
a beast. Got Xbox.
Nuke Master 69 is back, man.
No, Korg is like such a gem. Like he needs a Disney Plus show. Like they need to do a Disney Plus show if they're gonna be giving out shows to.
But Korg is here to stay.
I would just like to ask everyone. So everything is going on. My thing is, Thanos was stronger in this one. He was stronger.
I like the fact that he actually figured out what was going on. Because obviously past Nebula and future Nebula become quantumly entangled.
Yes.
So now they capture her and they start to see everything going. And I think I was like, okay, but Thanos is going to see himself getting killed. Isn't that going to upset him in some way? And he was like,
you damn skippy.
Yeah, I did right.
I actually agree with the guy.
Even if I get beheaded,
you guys chop my head off. I'm grateful. You know, I improve your ecosystem. You guys have to chop off my head.
Kill 50% of life. How does that improve ecosystem? Like,
well, ozone layers, man.
How?
Global warming. This is what we're doing.
It's not like he destroyed the coal factories and all that stuff. He just like took away whatever's living and breathing. But I get what you're saying where Thanos was actually stronger, and I agree because I think he was much more of a desperate fighter. There was a desperation in his fighting against the three, Captain America and Thor and Iron Man, that we didn't see when he had the Infinity Stone. When he had the Infinity Stones, he was like just chill. He was playing around even. Like when Iron Man, like in Infinity War, when he fight him and then he kicks him and he's like, all that for a drop of blood. Because he knew that this guy is just like, he's swatting away. He's just having his fun.
What I'm actually curious to know is why did Thanos one day just wake up and decide he's going to be the guy who just equalizes and balances everything out?
I think he can explain it when he was explaining to Doctor Strange.
That he actually...
The Titan, this was my home. And I predicted that, look,
he pitched
this is going to happen
with the other elders and
the last thing in his face. I was like,
so basically microcosm equals macrocosm now. So what happens in Titan can be like a real life presentation of what happens.
It's a thesis that he just was like, I need to expand on this thesis.
He calls it simple.
You know, like in the third act when all the creepy callies were coming out, No, I'm sorry. And then he was like, no, as in, because I've seen everything, I'm just going to destroy everything. Forget about this, like killing half. I'm just going to redo.
I think he was going to keep to the 50% until he saw that he got his head chopped off. Like, this is what you do. Okay.
No, but when he saw that his head got chopped off, he was like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I achieved what I set out to do.
But my thing is, why is he stronger? Think about it. Like,
he's a Titan, right? He's descended from what is it? The Eternals, and there's this whole realm of like Eternals, Deviants, and then humans.
No, I mean, think about it. Infinity War, he couldn't, with the full Infinity Gauntlet, he couldn't stand against Thor and Stormbreaker. And then in this one, it's like, okay, cool. I got your hammer in my palm. Now let's see this thing go into your chest.
There's some inconsistencies because, like, the Scarlet Witch can destroy an Infinity Stone. Do you know how strong you have to be to destroy an Infinity Stone? And university professors have actually proven this, like in a video, and said that an Infinity Stone is in some sort of way a singularity, a black hole. Okay, but it's all encapsulated within, like a small tiny mass, like a crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, imagine how powerful you have to be. Sure. And they're saying that Wanda Maximoff's powers as well, like that red energy that she has, is similar to the ether, is similar to...
I think if we try to get into the math of things, we're just going to end up writing... equations on the wall because there's a lot, but I think like Thanos being stronger, like, as much as it seemed to be like a plot hole, like I think it also just speaks to his desperation, and the fact that he believes, like he's the what I liked about Thanos in Infinity War was the strength of his conviction.
Yes,
like that he just believes is so right, and like he's a psychopath. But he believes in this thing, and it makes you sympathize. Like, it's the same as Killmonger, where Killmonger's like,
how dare you, sir?
Let's kill white people. And
I don't think Thanos is a psychopath, okay? Because obviously, being a psychopath means that you don't empathize, period. Okay, you can do horrible things to people and not feel nothing. Okay,
he killed trillions.
He raised Gamora. There is a side to him that actually feels. I think Thanos kind of fits into the religious zealot,
Yeah.
I'm doing this for the greater good. I'm doing this for the greater good. So,
I'll live with it.
No matter how horrible it is, like General Zod in DC with Superman.
Yes.
If I have to kill planet Earth to ensure the survival of Kryptonians, then so be it.
I think that you can see that at towards the end of Infinity War, when he goes up to the Scarlet Witch and says, you can't understand what I've been through, my child. And he just robs her and then just goes to...
Turns time.
It was horrible how Vision died. Vision got to die twice. Twice. Murdered by his own girlfriend. then back.
Bring it back.
When you get murdered by a girlfriend and the guy she tells you not to worry about.
And imagine, like, they just left that body lying there. We don't even see it, like, in a cast or something. They just thanks Thanos. Like, now we have this mannequin. Like, we should have seen like a shot of it in like the headquarters, like just propping up a hat.
Oh man, but I don't know. I took a look at the other things. Like, he had his full battle armor on. In Infinity War, he did that whole strip. I just got the space, you know. And then now it's like, okay, full on. I got the helmet as well. I don't know what it's made of, but yeah, homie could stand against Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. Like easy peasy.
Yeah, no, I think he was like the warrior, and then when he got the Infinity Stones, he became like a celestial being.
And not really, because remember that part, like in the third act, when the battle scene, my favorite part was Captain Marvel had his fucking, like, the Infinity Gauntlet in his hand, and he headbutted her. Like, and she just looked at him like, what?
Wait,
like, it was like, and she's like,
oh man!
Actually,
I got goosebumps. Like,
But the cool thing
that he had to actually take out the Power Stone, punch her with that.
That was dope.
Like,
but I think with that, like, it showed restraint on the Rousseau brothers, that they just didn't make her a Deus Ex Machina. Where she could have just come in and finished the entire thing.
Yes.
Where she, could have just landed and like beat everybody up and say, hey guys, just chill. You guys. Thank you so much.
I also
for
like that they didn't
up
overuse her because she had just arrived. And now she's basically the savior of everything else. There seems to be, going into this movie, there was like that expectation that Captain Marvel will just be like the Deus Ex Machina that will pop up, she'll land and just fix everything.
And I'm glad that he did put up a fight again. So like he did like took the
because
power
Iron
stone.
Man kicked Thanos' ass in Infinity Wars. Remember that part at Tides? He did!
really
with those nano sights. He did!
It was a drop of blood.
It was a drop of blood. It was a drop of blood.
Imagine fighting somebody who's 3 feet taller than you are and much stronger and everything.
At that point, he had 4 out of the 6 Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
He needed 5.
Yeah, he just needed the last one. Yeah,
he needed the time stone.
And Doctor Strange obviously had to give him the
Yeah.
time stone.
No.
Yeah.
Had he no.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So it's 4.
Because
Yeah.
he got the time there, and then the soul.
So at that point he had the space stone,
There's a
the
part
power
where he
stone,
kicked him and then
the
he
soul
ripped his
stone.
hand on the ground and it was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
But I think, with that, it just showed that he was playing around with these guys.
Yeah.
He was just
Not really.
This is an annoyance. There was no real threat to him.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
He
he was just
okay.
So I'll just entertain
Even
you.
more.
This has to happen before I go to Earth. Okay.
Even more when the Hulk popped up beginning Infinity War and the Hulk popped up more and the other big one was about to jump in. More was let him have his fun.
Yeah.
Because I was this guy Udiboza's son. He's gonna
Yeah.
you guys come
Yeah,
in.
let him have his fun.
Yeah.
I'd say I was very impressed with how Tony put up with him not fight before he stabbed him.
Yeah. I think it gave everybody their moment because even Doctor Strange had that moment where he turns into multiple man. It's
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Guys, how's this? What do you guys think? Okay, there's time travel in there.
Yeah.
Now, stay with me. This gets tricky. If you watch
I'm gonna take a
the Avengers movies,
Yeah.
Tony's got a problem with his left arm.
Who?
All through. Tony Stark.
Yeah. He's got a.
Yeah, problem with his left arm.
Yeah.
Even in Homecoming.
Okay.
Do you think there was a time ripple for when he snapped?
That could be.
Look at the movies.
Yeah.
Civil War where he gets when
Because he was
Scarlet
wearing
Witch,
that. Yeah. Hey.
when Scarlet Witch drops the even before that in the beginning when he's in a suit his arm was in a brace, his left arm was in a brace. Then Scarlet Witch drops the cars on him, and then Rapture, your left arm detected. Yeah, I detected that too. Left arm.
But the snap was actually the right arm.
No, it was the left.
Left.
That was
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wore it on the
No,
right.
it was right.
Was it right?
He wore it on the right.
Because he got messed up on the
Yeah,
right.
when Pep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it was on the right. Yeah.
But
Has his right, yeah.
nice theory though, that it could actually ripple through time, that pain. I think there's so many things because all the movies have all these things peppered out, which they kind of touch on in Endgame.
Another thing I also wanted to ask: who was the one who discuss that earthquake in the ocean?
Okoye,
Okoye and
Romanoff.
So isn't that like a pre
Yes.
to Namor?
Yes. I'm 90% on that hype train.
Yeah.
But that's the thing; they can go anywhere.
If they can bring Mysterio, good
You're right.
Mysterio, yeah.
I'm like, okay. There's a good
They
mistake.
can, and that's the thing. Is we don't know. Phase 4. I mean, Comic-Con is what in the next month or so.
No, it's Geek Fest in June.
No, I mean Comic-Con LA.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Sorry, Comic-Con. That, and that's where they typically
Announce
do the
everything, yeah.
phases,
Yeah.
and they say the next year or so we're gonna see X, Y, Z.
I predict they're gonna say the Eternals. Okay, Eternals is outer space Marvel cosmos. Okay, with the Eternals, Galactus, Celestials,
yeah.
Galactus done
the
right.
one above all.
They hinted at
Beyonder,
Galactus
yeah.
in what, Galaxy 1? Guardians 1?
God.
Yeah.
They hinted at that, right?
I want to be Galactus's herald.
Really?
I used to always want to be. At some point it was the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Okay, and then at some stage, obviously, Norrin Rad was like, Yazin, bye. And then he's like, okay, Frankie J. Nova. Yeah,
Nova.
remember she was like Galactus's second herald. Yeah, she had a thing with Johnny Storm. I love it, but okay, I don't really.
I think because of that, some of that, I think that's gonna come through with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And that would be the best surprise.
Yeah.
If MCU, if Kevin Feige is like, oh, by the by, new Fantastic Four. Because that, I think, will get the fans going.
That would be cool.
That would be like...
I'm gonna go against the grain here and say we actually don't need
another Fantastic.
We don't need the Fantastic Four.
No, we do.
We've got the Eternals, okay? We've got the Celestials.
Yeah.
We've got Silver Surfer and the Watchers.
Yeah.
Okay? So that is enough to trail a storyline with,
the Fantastic Four are the first family of MCU, of the Marvel Universe.
Hey. How many times has it been done and it just doesn't work?
It hasn't been done with Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind. Kevin Feige has not put his golden touch on the Fantastic Four.
I'll give you that, but I'm just thinking, okay, yes, as brilliant as Kevin Feige might be, what else can he actually possibly, unless if he brings in a Doctor Doom.
He'll probably do a better Doctor Doom than all of the others.
Yeah.
For me, what Kevin Feige can do is actually is let them play into the space cosmos, element. Because like with the first two, the ones with Jessica Alba and whatnot, they tried to, but because maybe of budgetary reasons they had to constrain it to Earth.
They didn't even show Galactus in that.
They didn't even show Galactus, and with the...
And I love the Silver Surfer. Like Norrin Rad was really nicely portrayed by Doug Jones.
Yeah, and voiced by Lawrence
Fishburne.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes. So
I honestly believe that Kevin Feige is what is the missing element in making that. But I mean, they could then postpone that till like God knows when. I
feel like we don't really need the Fantastic Four. Like we don't, and it would be really confusing.
Got to a point where
who's gonna play with Johnny Storm? Killmonger or Chris Evans?
No. They don't have to bring back the cast from the third one. I think they can start with a new cast. There's like plenty of talent out there. There's plenty of talent out there.
I believe that, but I just think that like Marvel, Kevin Feige and co should just say Eternals, Galactus, the Celestials, okay, and maybe one or two from the Inhumans, like Black Bolts, yeah, and that is more than enough to actually weave a story and a credible storyline.
Yeah. Maybe we should talk about like the final fight, just like because we touched on the caper, the crime caper.
Yeah.
We touched on the apocalypse, but I think that final fight has to be like highlighted as something one of the most beautiful things to be put on the screen.
It gave me goosebumps.
I know it's all
the worthiness.
I know it's all CGI or a lot of CGI, but
it's almost
impossible. CGI. It's reality.
It is impossible.
Yeah. And I think there was a scene where Iron Man, the same thing was going to happen to him. What happened to Deadpool with Juggernaut? There was a scene where Thanos kind of had him, and it looked like he was about to
rip him apart.
Then something happened, and I said, "Yo."
My favorite bit about the last battle was, "Here, you take the small one."
Yes. No.
You take the small one.
And just like that, yes, I knew he was worth
I knew it.
I like that Thor wasn't jealous or like angry, like what the
really
not even.
The whole theater was going nuts.
Oh my
god. That scene was magical.
Everyone turned into a 10-year-old. And 10-year-olds.
Oh man, you guys watched it with amazing people. I was like, okay, cool.
Really?
I was the only one. I was like, oh, you're the girl. Me and my girl was like, shit, the girl. Like, oh, okay.
We watched it. I know Gigi and I watched it at IMAX the second night on the Friday night.
Yeah.
You should have seen how it the theater just lit up.
Wow. Everybody was like, whoa!
Oh man,
no!
I watched it at Cradlestone myself. The lady and nah, man, it was the only one that wasn't sold out.
What?
So I had to go to Cradlestone.
Yeah.
It was the only one that wasn't sold out.
Like the first weekend was just
madness. I was like, okay.
And you had to get it that first weekend because like the spoilers. I think people were good this time around because I did not see spoilers up until.
That's because they're scared of being beat up.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna find
that story.
Someone,
People got beat up.
So who got beat up?
Several people around the world.
I was gonna deal with people traditionally.
Crazy enough. Crazy enough. I know a lot of people say the stories are fake.
Yeah.
I believe it's true because it almost happened to us. So we went for the 8 o'clock show.
Yeah.
And people from the 5 o'clock show came out shouting some weird things. We were downstairs. We're like, we're not listening to whatever they're saying.
Yeah.
Coming down the escalators. Oh, did you see that? And this and this and this.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, now I
people.
get it. Now I get it. So this is how the incident happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. I'd probably be one of those people that
Yeah.
No,
shut
if
up.
you go
It's
out
a
of your way
crossfire
to go
fire.
and shout spoilers, you deserve to get beat up. I have
Yeah.
zero sympathy for people who do that
Yes.
type of thing.
Yeah.
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 And for a movie which was like just payoff for like 10 years of just build up and it was a disservice.
You have people who
This-
started off watching this movie like Iron Man that was still single. And then they meet their wives. Now they've got kids. Yeah. Now they've got
I
kids.
am
Yo,
not one of
this
those
is like, yeah.
But
I wish relationships were that strong.
So maybe the best way to say is like there are people who watch who watch Iron Man and went through a series of relationships.
yeah, that would be me.
Yeah. So essentially the MCU is like 3 relationships wrong.
Man, I think that whole span and the Easter eggs of that movie was just incredible. Like I was saying, guys, really, am I the only one that caught on the Deadpool diss? Really?
I hate to say this, but yeah, I did not until you said it.
I was laughing.
No,
like,
tell me.
When Incredible Hulk comes in to recruit Thor.
Bruce Hulk, yeah.
Bruce Hulk. Professor Hulk. Stony Tar. Okay, yeah. He comes in, shuts up for Thor. Thor's like, is it about the cable problem? And he's like, no, it's the Thanos problem. Who plays Cable in Deadpool? What?
Light bulb.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, cause like you know how Deadpool always takes jabs. and
Yeah.
Yeah, across universes.
And there's time travel in Deadpool too as well. Like he goes back.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. I was like,
But even that shout out, like, yeah, just the cable problem, the Deadpool,
That's really
the Thanos
good.
problem.
yeah, I was like, okay, man.
That's A+ Easter egg.
That is
Yeah.
A plus.
I was
man.
like, nah, come on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was freaking awesome.
Another scene I liked from the third act was when all the female Marvel characters came together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that
Feminism,
was,
we're gonna protect the little spider.
Yes. We have to be there. And that's, yeah.
and I know
yeah.
that scene, that bit was just for the girls, but even I was like, yeah! Freaking Valkyrie's there with a
She got
Pegasus!
The
I
Pegasus, bro.
love
Oh
seeing
man, the
Valkyrie with
Pegasus.
the Pegasus.
I was like,
Okay, just one question. Is the Pegasus part of like her She-Ra moment? You know, like she runs.
She has also got a
and then
yeah.
and then there's some horse that turns into like Super Pegasus and like Valkyrie go ride out and beat up these space dogs like
No, okay, like She-Ra is really Dora in real life, but when she summons a sword,
Yeah.
then she becomes a She-Ra, and then obviously her horse becomes the Pegasus. Yeah, but it's a Pegasus with colored wings.
what is the horse like become the explorer or
but
something?
the Valkyries, your Valkyrie, your military officer, and the Pegasus is Pegasus. You don't transform. Yeah.
but she does wear, like, she doesn't wear armor all the time.
Yeah.
And she's now the queen of Asgard.
And Thor and Valkyrie did kind of have a thing in the comic books. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
they
they
hooked
hint-
up a couple of times.
Yeah, well, they hinted at that when they jumped into the.
Yes, yeah. After escaping.
They're like, okay,
yeah, the
we know it
Grandmaster.
happened, guys. Just calm down.
I mean, as much as it happened in the comic, I'm glad they didn't go full force.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I like that they recognize
that
game,
people-
recognize the game. Like,
Yeah.
People are now pushing, saying that no, Valkyrie should hook up with Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel could be
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
bisexual nyana. And I don't want it to go that way.
Even in a perv world, that doesn't look good.
No.
I mean, yeah.
It most likely is going to go
Yeah,
that way.
no,
They've already hinted that there's one character who is secretly gay, and
They're trying to bring that in as well. Like, okay, we need some gay.
Guess away.
Yeah.
We got the blacks, need the gays.
Well, Shang-Chi's coming out soon. Yes. Yeah. Very soon.
Need the Asians. Ever since what we did.
First Asian lead role male guy to be in a
I hope
And
they
that's
don't
gonna be
cast
good.
that guy that played Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat.
Isn't he like old at this
He's
point?
old now.
I used to think that Ezra Miller was an Asian guy. Like he was.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I saw the trailer for the Justice League. He used the new Flash, obviously. I was like, is he Asian or half? What? Yeah. But okay, but he's actually just a real Jewish guy. Yeah.
Anyway, that's another story. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm keen to see a Valkyrie, like what she does. Like, it would be so awesome if they did do like a Valkyrie movie.
I think
I'm
Valkyrie, if we
more-
do see
Sad,
her,
man, that-
she'll probably make an appointment as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Probably.
and then Hela would have to come back and relive that awesome scene.
Yay.
Oh,
When she
That's
kills all
why
the
I did
Valkyries.
that.
Oh, yes.
That's the reason why I did that cosplay, because of that scene. Okay. And I'm doing horse riding lessons because I'm actually going to do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I'm redoing
Valkyrie?
I'm
Oh
doing.
my goodness.
I'm going to redo the costume because I got it wrong last year. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm redoing the costume.
how did you get it?
And I'm redoing the costume.
She didn't bleach herself.
I'm redoing the costume, but I'm gonna shoot with the horse, and then we're gonna Photoshop the wings in there.
I was gonna ask, are you gonna Photoshop wings now?
Yeah, I'm gonna Photoshop the wings in there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Valkyrie is pretty dope, man. I think she's pretty badass.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I would have loved seeing her rip with those space dogs again. Like,
Again, like, what were some people doing in that when they were fighting those space dogs in Wakanda? You're like, hey.
yeah, like, okay. I have another issue with Endgame.
Yes.
How dope is War Machine's armor? His latest armor.
I didn't notice it that much.
It was so dope. Guess what it did?
Yeah.
It just flew.
In Infinity.
It just flew like.
Remember that War Machine's armor is largely from Justin. What's that guy?
Justin Hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had a lot of a very
But still
faulty
though.
kind of. Yeah.
But haven't they at least by this point
little
improved it?
ex-wife. Pew.
But they must have improved it between then and now.
But in
like-
Infinity Wars, when he fired like along that force field and he
Yes.
burnt all those.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
Yeah.
Why did they just keep doing that? Why didn't you just say, hey, I'll just keep, going around the perimeter and just
Yeah.
Maybe
Plunking
people-
those little.
I think
those
maybe
dope.
people just wanted to see Black Panther and Captain America sprinting next to each
Again.
that was actually awesome. I love seeing especially when they overtake everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it speaks to like one of the things I hate about war movies when people like run head first and then you want to be the first one to like
Die.
Like I'd hang back. I'd be like, yeah, let's see how dangerous these guys are first.
But then they'll say that you're a coward. You
I
know?
don't care.
Remember how Wonder Woman was like going in on Steve Rogers, like, how dare you? You're sending all these troops to die. The officers hang back.
She's got super strength and a freaking shield. What the hell? Don't judge me.
And she's from a super race.
Yeah.
Like no, you
Don't
calm yourself down.
But
Themyscirian
so
lady.
is her auntie, but her aunt and Antiope still ended up dying.
From World War
It would have
One
been a
muskets,
huge
like-
shame if her mom and Antiope had held back. Yeah.
Man.
No.
No, I'm just.
See,
I'm
That's how
still,
extreme Amazons are. So, yeah.
I don't care about Amazons right now. All I want to know is I would have loved to see how War Machine fares because that suit looked super dope. It looked bigger. It was being advertised in the trailers
Yeah.
with rockets on hanging off of his shoulder and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is it. Somebody gonna die tonight. I was like, yeah, War Machine.
I didn't even noticeable.
Coming at
actually.
you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
What
he's
did
got
he do
that
in the final
prosthesis to
What
that
did he
allows him-
do?
He was there.
He didn't have a moment. I'm like, homie, you were there all the time. You didn't have a moment.
But he was helping before.
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
Hey, almost doesn't count. Hey, this is now.
Oh,
I'm like, no, I'm like, War Machine was pretty dope.
It was
And
nice to
what did
see-
Hulk do in the last battle? Please tell me.
Yes. Guy's
What
arm
did
was,
yeah.
his arm was messed up though.
Yeah, but
like,
why you want to still run in the shot? Oh. It was a paraplegic fight. It's like, yeah, it was a Special Olympics. No, it's not a special battle, Nick. Like, smash.
one arm smash.
What
What
up?
up, smash. No, guys, no.
Also, this version of Hulk is probably not that violent.
Mm.
So I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Hey, when he gets moved, he gets.
I think it's better now. Like the current version of Hulk is like 60% Bruce Banner and then 40% Hulk. Yeah, well. So
Because it was the same height as M'Baku.
yeah,
M'Baku.
Another thing, do you guys think that's really Mbaku or CGI Mbaku?
That was him, man.
I think it was
you
him.
think
We
a brother-
literally saw him for 2 seconds
Bro,
running.
Brother,
And
you
then-
think a brother's gonna turn down a paycheck?
No,
Imagine.
Oh,
hell no, hell no.
There's no brothers gonna
Yeah.
turn down a paycheck.
Even what's his
he
name?
probably got paid for having
This
his
movie has
likeliness
now
there.
surpassed Avatar.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, has it?
Yes,
It's
yeah.
not
On Wednesday,
going.
they were talking that it's approaching.
No, it's
It's
supposed to
already-
long time
It's
ago.
already like
It already-
200 million.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm gonna do my part and watch it again.
Opening weekend was already at 1.2
Oh,
billion.
sorry.
Yes.
Did we say Avatar?
Avatar.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
No.
Titanic is the movie it surpassed.
That's number 2 though.
So
Avatar is number 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not that happens.
But like
hasn't
it
happened yet.
reached the billion mark faster than Avatar took to reach
by
Avatar.
far. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it took I think what 2 weeks. Whereas Avatar
Also,
took
Avatar
57 days.
cheated
Yeah.
because it had a rerun in the movies, and that
Really?
also counted
It
that.
stayed in the cinema for long. I remember I was in the US when it came out,
Yeah.
and it came out round about more December 16,
Yeah.
somewhere there. This thing was on till January, February.
Yeah.
Like it was like on for long.
Cameron is on some other things. That
Yeah.
run that shit back.
Well, apparently Avatar 2 is coming out as
I
well.
don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Don't know how. they're
Adult
gonna do that one. Hey.
I saw a teaser image like the summer 2021. I'm like, who
No,
gives a shit?
do you, boo? Do you?
Like,
But come on.
have you
guys.
tried? Have any of you tried rewatching Avatar? Like, Spot?
Nope.
No, I saw it.
I've downloaded
TV,
on Google
but-
Movies, but so at some point when
You got data to play with, no?
I've got fiber optic.
Fiber
high
optic.
speed,
Oh.
yeah. So
Let's see
it's
what
like
happens if we test
nothing.
the limits.
That's
It's
still-
unlimited, so
that's still a waste
I
of the
don't feel
bandwidth.
that. Yeah.
Still a waste of the bandwidth.
Joe,
Yeah.
yeah, like somebody could have been like streaming a great game and you downloading this thing.
Well, the thing is, like, I use my internet for gaming plus movies.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Somebody could have been
Yeah.
lagging the other side.
That's
Because
their
your
problem.
ass decided, okay, cool, let's download
But for,
Avatar.
Avatar, yeah.
for all intents and
On
purposes,
Google Play, Google Movies, yeah.
but for all intents and purposes, I think Endgame will surpass Avatar. Like it's inevitable.
Yeah,
I think so
it's,
too.
It's inevitable.
But
Yeah.
it's a tough
You
one
could.
because Avatar is at 2.8 billion, and currently Endgame is at around 2.4.
Oh, 400 million.
Yeah,
Like,
and I mean, yeah, 400 million. But there's so much content that's been spewed out, and it looks like almost everyone has seen it by now.
I think
So that 400 million, where is it gonna come from?
I think it has lots of
Whatever it takes, man.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
Rewatch.
long tail with Endgame. Like I mean, I want to rewatch it just to see Easter eggs which I missed, and if they just keep playing on that, and even if they they do a rewatch campaign to say, hey, this movie is one of the tops.
If
honestly
they do that, it's gonna be more than 3 billion.
yeah,
easily.
there's so much.
Because we're currently at 15 days in.
Yeah, there's a lot of legs for this movie, and also because it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. Like if it was a shit movie and excuse my language, if it was a bad movie and we just watched it out of obligation because we wanted to finish the series, then I'd understand like a huge drop off and I'd be like, you know,
Okay,
that's fine. But it's actually good.
It's really good.
It was really good. Like, I've seen people say perfection, and I'm like, yeah. There's
What was really interesting for me is how they managed to tie all the movies together in some way. Like, there were like little scenes that always would stand with me. Like when Spider-Man hugged Tony Stark in the car when you first met him.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're there.
You know? And then that comes back and he's like, Mrs. And then they hug it.
And the hug comes to him instead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I was like, hey.
Like, even giving...
Why is the dust here?
Even giving Thor that final moment with his mother.
Man,
Like, he didn't... In Thor Dark, he didn't know his mother was gonna die.
I swear there were ninjas in the movie chopping.
I was like, eat a salad.
It's a salad.
Oh, man.
Like, it's hard to... I mean, like, we can nitpick and say, you know, yeah, it failed here, or this was an issue, but ultimately it was just a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant movie, a brilliant end to, 10 years worth of story. And also a tease for another 10 years to come.
Yes.
You know,
With multiverse.
The shortest
Characters.
3 hours I've been to.
Yeah.
I didn't even feel the 3 hours.
I
Yeah.
also didn't feel it.
I made sure that I didn't eat anything. Okay, I didn't eat anything. I
Didn't drink
I
anything.
drank minimal.
I put Papa, I was like, it's gonna be it. You know, I've watched Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. That was me. I'm ready for this too. Did I eat that popcorn? I was just on my seat like, oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. You know what? I should probably like eat my popcorn because I paid for this.
yeah.
It's expensive-ish, man. Like, you know. But that movie was just amazing.
Yeah, I probably ate like 20% of my popcorn. And then from
Same
there,
here, man.
they chopped off Thanos' head. I was like,
Are you guys
Okay.
I finished my popcorn, man.
No, that was too intense, but I was like, oh shit.
And you went to watch it at Cinema Prestige with like the mats and the bed.
yeah.
Why?
Dude next to me was eating pizza, and yeah, it was good times. But yeah,
3D, well, it was just really 3D.
yeah,
They had beds.
Just 3D. Just
Rugs
3D.
and
It was
pillows
just
and
3D.
you know.
Oh,
So you're just
man.
lying down, just like
3D with your body just being,
Oh, man. Oh,
and not
man.
rubbing shoulders.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
even
was good.
I think the seats at IMAX are actually nice and big.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
ones are like so comfy and it's like just
I think the problem with Prestige, the leather tends to be loud unnecessarily,
yeah.
and there's dudes like, like okay, dude, like
No, the worst
that's
is
loud.
4DX, man. Like I don't know if any of you done that.
No.
Yeah, the vibe-
The vibrating
It's like a
seat
vibrator.
and
it feels like a vibe. It's like zzz.
Nobody likes that.
then
I
if the
think
spaceship is going up, your seat goes.
Yeah,
Man,
it's a cheap gimmick for me.
It
Like
is.
it adds nothing.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Add
I watched
anything.
Venom with that. I was like, why? This guy, he's just roaring. Why is the seat vibrating? Just vibrating.
I watched.
My girlfriend liked it though.
I watched Anita.
Well, okay. As a woman, we've got things for vibrating.
He was like,
Yeah, so, yeah.
One of my chick loved it. Like, entire movie. She's like, yes. I'm like,
You're too happy for this. Like, what's going on?
Of course. We sit on washing machines like, hey.
Just got stabbed.
I'm locking my washing machine away in the case.
But I actually hope probably from next year we get like better screens. That 4K thing we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
That needs to be a standard.
Yes.
Some cinemas still have square, literally, not even rectangle, square
What?
Yes.
screens. And
4:3.
Yeah.
4:3 resolution.
Yep.
And that
Not
shit
16
is
by
like,
now, man.
why?
Ew.
Why? Because I'm paying the same amount
Yeah.
as the other
And I
cinemas.
think, like, yeah, especially where the MCU is going, with all the color.
Yes.
You know, like the movies have become so colorful now.
You
Wow.
miss out on a lot.
Yeah.
Imagine watching.
Do you know
Doctor
that there's
Strange.
8K now?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
8.
8K.
I was just
The
raving on about
TV,
4K.
guess how much it costs?
Yes.
180,000 rand.
180.
At Digital Experience and all these major electronic stores.
I'm good.
I'm good. No.
8K.
I'm sorry. I said I'm a 1080p.
Yeah, same.
I'm still thinking that maybe QLED is still
LED.
It's already at OLED. Yeah. It's
What?
8K is
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that is the perfect balance because when you purely on 4K, we don't have a lot of pure 4K content.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you watch something that is not
4K.
originally made for 4K, it looks terrible. And you the upscaling was
What?
it's not.
Well, it's like when they take a show shot in 4:3 and they do it 16:9. You can just see where they cut off because they had to zoom in. It's just terrible. It's like just don't.
This is madness.
Just actually put those 2 bars on the side and it's from the olden times.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so guys, from each of you, what was the best and the worst scene?
Best and worst.
Yeah.
So for my worst scene, or the scene that did not rub me right, because I think this movie's perfection, was the cuts to Professor Hulk, Bruce Banner, Hulk with the consciousness of Bruce Banner. Mostly because I really wanted to see like how that came about. Like I think it was I didn't like that it was off-screen development. Considering how this character has been shortchanged in this MCU, like we had one Incredible Hulk movie, the next time we see Hulk is Avengers Assemble, and then after that it's Ultron, and then Ragnarok. I think Ragnarok was great because Ragnarok became this lovely buddy cop type adventure, but and Hulk had a consciousness there as well, which is fascinating. But the fact that Bruce Banner reaches this, epochs of this, where he can merge his mind with Hulk, and for it to happen just off screen, and it's like just continue with the ride, guys. Don't ask about this anymore. I was really saddened by that. Like I was irritated that we didn't see that, but I can see like okay, it's because of the story. Like we need to just keep things going, and it was a lovely surprise. And I think fans were just like, ooh, wow, cool. Best scene. The entire movie? No, I think the final fight was just like there was this one shot where it's when the sorcerers, they all open portals and they bring everybody, and you just see and because Captain America is there alone, and then the next thing it's like on your left. And
Falcon swoops in.
And then all of it, like, everybody comes. You got the Valkyrie, you got the Wakandans, you got and like it was like.
But they say it right. It's like Bombay, like Bombay, like. But anyways, yeah.
And just and then when they run to meet to clash with Thanos' forces, there was, if you could freeze frame that, that is a comic book. That's a comic book
straight
page.
from the page. Yeah.
Straight from the page to the screen. That was my best. And in context of my worst, it's so unfair. It's like this gigantic, like amazing moment with just a little tiny, throwaway. But yeah.
Okay. Best, worst scene.
Worst. I don't know. I don't like the slow scenes. I don't like the family scenes, and because I'm like one of those people like that went into the Titanic and was sad that the men died. Like, I knew what the movie was about. It's about a boat going down. But who survives pissed me off type thing, But, the family scenes, I love you 3,000. Okay, cool. It's pounds, but...
And again, I mentioned it to somebody else outside that apparently the 3,000 bit was... If you were to take every Marvel movie that was like from Iron Man 1 up until now, all the footage is 3,000 minutes.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
I knew that.
I think somebody still needs to actually check if that's really true.
Yeah.
But there was some hints.
That was pretty awesome.
22 movies.
Including credits.
Yeah.
22 movies, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
But
back to back, it's about 3,000. And you know how Hollywood is with the Freemason. 3.
2,000.
I don't know. The conspiracy theory.
If you, it actually could, the math could work. 22 movies. If the movies average at like 2 hours, that's 120 minutes.
Yeah.
That's 2,400.
Yeah.
And then the odd, so these last two, which were like about 2.5 hours, 3,
Yeah.
could sway that. So that's 180 minutes. It could sway
To the higher 2.8,
Very
2.9. Yeah.
Okay.
When you're with your friends and they're talking intelligent and shit. No, okay.
And best?
Best scene, summoning your powers, and he calls Mjolnir and Stormbreaker.
Oh.
And then the beard gets planted as well. Like, look, that is a Viking. That is it. I was like, if ever I've seen a Caucasian man, that is it.
Yeah.
This guy looks like he's from the mountains of Caucasus. Like, I was like, this is proper. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. And
Fat Thor wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that bad. Yeah.
And
Traumatized, but yeah.
another Easter egg, when you powered up Tony Stark's suit, Thor hit me
Yeah.
into his nano suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember in Avengers Assemble?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thor hit him with lightning
It
with
was
his 400 power capacity. Yeah.
So
powered up.
what's the Easter egg then?
The Easter egg was like, okay, dude, remember that we did this in the first one?
Yeah.
Let's do it again now, but you hit me and I power up all your stuff and I hit this guy.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay, I remember that scene. Yeah. Okay.
So that was it for me. I was like,
Yeah.
Thor. I was like, yeah, the manliest person in the movie. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna cry.
With the Nordic beard.
Yeah, the Nordic beard, man. That was special. I'm actually looking at getting Nordic tattoos right now.
Oh.
With runes.
Yeah, with runes and- yeah. But that was me. And you? What was
Well, okay. Well, first, let's hear.
What's your favorite?
Lord Kaz Miller. What's his
What's your favorite?
Okay, so you got my worst, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then oddly enough, my favorite was the first 2 minutes where Clint is just hanging out with his family,
And then,
and then poof, you have no idea what the hell is going on, and you just left alone, and eventually
people must die.
people must die for some reason. you just go to Mexico and Japan.
Just people of color had to die. Next on his kill list was Wakanda, man. Like, after Japan, you would have like
Japan, it would have been Wakanda.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that was kind of traumatic. I mean, I felt it. That was really, that first 2 minutes got me. I was like, man, this is sad. My next one, probably Captain America being worthy. I think that was, that's a given.
Jeez.
I'm not fighting himself.
Yeah.
I can do something.
Yeah, I know.
Bucky is alive.
And then I think the 1970 mission in New Jersey was really great. With Tony and Steve. I think them having separate missions within that one-time heist was actually amazing. They both found out things about themselves and didn't mess up the mission, and they both got the stones.
Yeah.
Really good.
Okay, awesome stuff.
Stairs.
Queen G. Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. The best scene for me, I would just say that it's Steve Rogers being worthy of Mjolnir. In the comic books, he basically picks up Mjolnir twice in 2 separate issues. Okay. And I know that several people and several characters have also been worthy of Mjolnir, including Storm, who's my favorite.
Black Widow.
Yeah. Comic book character. She picked up Mjolnir at some stage, and she even got the helmet, the Asgardian thing. Yeah, well, yeah. And I actually think that Storm and Thor would make a very good couple because they're kind of similar. Lightning, yeah, well, yeah. So, yeah, Black Panther's got competition. It was that Steve Rogers picking up Mjolnir, all the ladies of Marvel coming together and kick it was the Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
Kicking Thanos' ass. Like, she was like, you took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
On that day was the worst day of your life, but for me, it was a Tuesday.
Okay, I'm buzzing.
Yeah. So that was pretty amazing. I really enjoy that. Worst, that Wakanda was not that crucial in saving humanity. Like Black Panther and Shuri, both geniuses, both big brains, were not really there to, you know. I think that's just the only, and also that the very dystopian scene in like Earth is very abandoned, like football stadiums.
I like that. It was the first time we saw a post-apocalyptic setting in the MCU. I thought it was visually, and it had to give them that motivation that we've lost so much. But I could it was bleak. It was like
it was
imagine,
super bleak.
I was thinking they would go Mad Max in that world, man. Like I was so surprised that they had like
power vacuums.
Like they had like these AA type meetings where people were talking about their lives. Now I was like, are you guys not gonna be fighting?
People still going on dates, and like
on dates. Like if I lost half my family, and imagine the love of my life like just disappears. Like I don't know how I could even
5 years.
5 years.
And I think it was weird, like with like Black Widow, like her ombre had grown out.
I was like, when are you dying? I was like, when are you doing that shit, girl? Like, why are you letting yourself go?
Eating sandwiches and meetings.
And then, okay, so now going forward, now we've discussed the whole movie. What do you think, guys, is going to be?
Iron Lad is coming out.
Okay, so you reckon that Iron Lad is coming out? Tink. Okay. Tink. Sia?
And I know we've touched on this, but I honestly think Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
I think Fantastic Four will be introduced.
Load cast.
I'm still on the fence of what's actually needed to be released. But I would love a Doctor Doom, a relook on Doctor Doom.
Yes.
Probably with or without the Fantastic Four being there.
No.
But yeah, I think that character needs to be evaluated and relooked, and Kevin needs to put some more work on this.
I think the challenge will be to introduce a big bad that can fill the vacuum that now Thanos is.
There's
left.
worse people out there than Thanos.
Yeah, for sure.
There's worse characters out there.
How are they gonna introduce them? That's gonna be.
That's all up to them.
I think Thanos was probably the most.
He was just the appetizer,
introduced character.
Yeah, but he was like nicely peppered in throughout, like from Assemble, Guardians. He had a showing, and Ultron, and
it's interesting because Thanos also has a history with the Silver Surfer. Because for me, I'm gunning for Cosmos Marvel, Outer Space Marvel, the Eternals, Silver Surfer, Galactus, the Celestials. What's this? The one above all, the Beyonder. The Beyonder ties in with Spider-Man as well, and Mysterio's in the mix.
I think with Volume 3, Guardians Volume 3, they can explore that.
Adam Warlock.
And Volume 3 is gonna be the search for Gamora.
Gamora came back. Remember that
she came back, but she
Gamora
2014. So she doesn't know the Guardians. She's not in love with
hasn't
Peter
bonded
yet.
yet.
Wasn't
it funny when she was like, okay, him? I was like, wait, was either a tree or... Okay, well, so I just wanted to thank you guys for coming through to do this podcast with me. It's the first podcast I've ever done, and it's been a really interesting experience, and I know you guys are all busy and everything, but...
Not too busy to geek out. Like there's so much power in geeking out like this, where we're talking about. I mean, if people aren't fans of this, they'll be like, "Why are you talking about movies? I'm a movie." It's almost like how people fan over soccer, football, and like I've been seeing people going crazy over Liverpool this past week, and this is our UFC. It's not UFC.
Premier League.
Premier League, yeah.
God, that show's up bad.
EPL.
Stony Town.
Stony Town.
I'm never gonna live that down.
No, that's
Stony Town.
I found my handle now.
Stony Town.
And how like Tony Stark and Game of Thrones is going on right now. Okay. Well, okay. Just for the viewers, we're gonna have another podcast as well where we discuss Game of Thrones. The last episode.
We're gonna need whiskey.
We need to get a nice get together and talk about that as well.
Winner.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to say?
Shout out to Thanos.
Yeah. R.I.P. nigga.
R.I.P. man.
I love how I remember when they did the first trailer for Infinity War, like these other guys say that he looked like Debo coming when he
Debo coming in for the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy the final look that they gave him. I think the looks he had in like Avengers 1 and 2.
In the nut section.
It was a different actor, which is I don't know.
He didn't look.
Different actor.
Shout outs to the fallen heroes, but I think there's a lot of
Shout out to the rats, man.
Yeah, the rats of the world.
Shout out to Mr. Splinter.